So I started off the stream with the mute on. How long have I been talking for with the mute on? 5 minutes? Good Lord. I've been trying to work out why it weren't working on Twitch. And I've been sitting here going, what's happening here? Why ain't it working on Twitch? And then I noticed I haven't even pressed go live. I'll tell you some interesting things. Yesterday on Twitch, when I got my at the end of the thing, you get a Twitch sort of breakdown. You know, they tell you how many people are coming and all that. And we had 52 unique viewers on on Twitch yesterday, so that was quite good. We had really good numbers with Bobby's show. Give me a 1 in the chat if you thought what me and Bobby were talking about was optimistic, hopeful, and realistic. I mean, I'm on it. I am absolutely on it. And don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean avoiding other things. It doesn't mean, oh, well, you're going for that now, you might as well ignore all of that. No, it just means it's part of other things. I'm really into it. Me and Gavin have been talking about it since, and we're probably going to put together a more coherent explanation. But I'll tell you what, it was incredible to see the scrubs, to see how many of you were there was people changing their mind. There were people changing their mind who were originally going, nah, this is all bullshit, or all this. And then people going, oh, hang on a minute, I can kind of see what you're saying. Right, listen, we need to set up the space. So how are we going to do that without it looking absolutely amateur as hell, which I've already managed to do? That should do. But we need that has to be flat. Right, there you go, lovely. Right, are you happy with the position of the blue thing? I'm going to move the blue wrap nearer the television, and when I come back, I want you to tell me if you think it's better. Bearing in mind, I'm going to be standing here. I'll be doing most of my things here. So is it better a little bit nearer there? I know that's a bit dodge for me, but give me not yet, but when I come back, give me a yes or a no if that's better. Also, is it better back here a bit? Because the light is a little bit sort of glaring, whereas here, you get to see my sexy body. All right. Everyone want to shake up, baby. There is not a stretching class on YouTube quite like this. Right, so give me some yeses or no's on those two alterations. So what do we reckon? That looks better, doesn't it? Yeah, there you go. There you go. Great stuff. That's very kind of you, John. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not making excuses, but when you stream on your own twice a day, and be entertaining and be engaging, that can be quite demanding of you. And people start saying, oh, he's getting a bit boring, or well, you talk for, I don't mean this to you, John, but literally try and talk for 30 minutes without anyone talking back to you for 30 minutes and be interesting and be engaging, and then try and do that for 4 hours every day. It can be quite the thing. On the same page. Thing hell, is that your place or have you moved to Japan? It is very Japanese. All right, on the same page. You weren't here when when the good news come in. I told everyone else, but now you're here, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to let me sort out the grift first. Let me get the grift sorted out first. Because entropy seems to be working nicely. Well, it's entre now because we're learning French. So it's entre. But they're probably going to ask me for my phone. Oh, no, they haven't. Motherfuckers! You might have noticed how much I'm chugging my vape. Knowing that I'm not going to get to vape for about 40 minutes. I can't vape when I'm doing yoga. It's just, this isn't yoga. I've got to stop saying that. But knowing I can't be chugging my vape for the next 30, 40 minutes, I'm just getting as much of it in me as I can because I have that mad addiction. Right. You can support this channel, people, much like on the same page as using the... Oh, I can't do it, can I? Using the $, which is it's at the bottom of the chat over there. Or you can use Entropy. Entropy link is in the description, but I'll put the Entropy link over here. Entropy is better because they take half of the tax that YouTube do. And if I lose my channel, YouTube give all your donations to a charity of their choice, like transgender children. Whereas Entropy, either I think give it to me or they give it back to you, which is clearly better. So Entropy is good, but listen, on the same page. So you blew everyone's mind when, like, my missus was sleeping on the floor. Her and her family were homeless. There were 5 of them. There were 4 daughters and the mother, and they slept on the street years ago. Hang on, 1, 2. I think it might have been 6 daughters, but they sold one of their sisters. They sold one of their sisters to a Singapore family because they had to, because they couldn't afford to feed each other. And it was like, have all the others die or sell one. And that, to people in the West, that sounds quite hideous. And it is, because it is. But it's not that rare out here, and it still goes on. People who can't have kids come out here and they buy them off of they go into the provinces. And when you offer a family $10,000 for one of their newborns, they take them. And so anyway, they were all sleeping out on the pavement. So when my missus moved into her $80 a month pad, I said, you need a bed? And she said, no, I don't need one. Yeah, Steve, we're trying to track her down. But years later, they lived in a shanty, and the shanty burnt down, and they lost all the paperwork. So they don't know when she was born. They haven't got all her birth certificate. So it's making it really difficult. You know, they're desperate to find her. My missus can remember her. I don't want to go into names and things because it's not fair. But they can remember her. And imagine having to sell your kid. It's just a different level of life. Anyway, so hello Moslab, good to see you, mate. John said, I wish I could sell my sister. On the same page, would they like? Yeah, well, we're trying to sort it out, but They lived in a shanty, and I mean shanty. I mean, I got some footage from there, and but the shanty burnt down, as shanties tend to, because they're not safe, and they lost birth certificates. They don't even know when she was born, what year. So we're on it. I am on it really, because none of them know how to use computers. So I'm trying to find this sister of theirs. But anyway, I digress. So they used to sleep out on the pavement. They used to just sleep out on the pavement. That was it. So when she got this house, she was quite happy sleeping on the floor, and I was like, just get a bed. And she doesn't like asking me for money. She doesn't like asking me, can you buy me a bed? Because she doesn't want to be one of those Southeast Asian girls who's got a European boyfriend, and all he buys me, I want a bed, he buys me a bed. And I'm like, I'll buy you a fucking bed. You need a bed. I love you. Can I buy you a bed? And she was all funny about it. And then when you come in and said, get her a bed, when I explained it to her when you were here, she didn't really understand it, and I felt a bit embarrassed, because you were very generous and she didn't really understand what had happened, and I felt like you didn't really understand the change you'd made to her life. When I finally explained it to her, she said, well, you don't want a bed base. I don't like bed bases. I like my mattress on the floor, more Japanese. And she said, well, look, you give me your bed. Look at this. Look, MMM said, Dangerfield, you are a scrounger, and you, my friend, are blocked. So how about that? Stick that up your mateless, friendless life. So she said, I'll have the base and the mattress that you've got, and you use that little bit of money that the fella gave you and get your mattress made. And so I got a mattress made, which I got it made because I got it made super big. And she's got my bed and mattress, and she absolutely loves it. She loves it. It's just she loves it. She's got all her bloody. She's got a little corn toy on it, a carrot toy on it, all her little weird things. And honestly, she's very happy about her bed. So next time you're here and she's here, I'll tell her, I'll say, this is the geezer with the bed, and it'll be a much more excitable response. So thank you for that. It was crazy. Yeah, fuck them, Jimmy. They're not needed. They're not needed around here. It was so lovely, Shell. It was so lovely. She loves it. She loves it. And she said to me, listen to this. Get your handkerchiefs ready, people. Get your tissue paper ready. She said to me, because she was living on the streets when she was about 5 or 6 years old in Phnom Penh, and she said, when I was about 5 or 6, get your hankies ready. She said, when I was about 5 or 6, I used to look at houses, and I'd never been in one. I'd never been inside a house or a flat. Hello, Alan. I'd never been inside one. I used to imagine what was inside them. What was it? What were in these things? The most she had was looking at shops, like with washing machines and TVs in the windows and all this. And she said, one day she had to go into a shop because her and her mum got some cleaning work. Thank you, LC350, for the cockle. He says, big LC love to you. I'm no Bondre chuckle. Okay. I'll go through them all later because, well, we can go through them all later. I'm no Bondre chuckle. So they got some cleaning work, they got some people coming off the streets were like, will you come and clean our house? We'll give you like $5. So all these little 4-year-old kids, 4, 5, 6, and 7, went in and cleaned it. And she realized that it was a place where you relax with sofas and things and a place to cook food. You didn't have to do it on a little fire on the roadside. And that there was a bed and all this sort of stuff. And she said, and I always used to think, I didn't know what was in them. And then when I found out, I always thought, one day maybe I'll have one. And she said to me, I'm 23 and I've got a house and a bed. And it was so sincere. She had no reason to tell me. She went, I'm 23 and I've got a house and a bed. And I just broke down. I had to go. I went to the toilet. I've just got to go to the toilet, love. I can't. You're not prepared for that kind of thing in the West. We don't get that kind of stuff in the West. Don't tell me the chat's died, or has everyone just stopped talking? Oh no, here we go. Yeah, it was really lovely. I've got a house, and she hasn't. She rents. She rents. It's one room, and it's even got the toilet in the same room. It's like fucking hell. And I offered her a few quid. I said, look, I'll pay so you can get a bigger place. She said, no, I love it. I love it. Yeah, exactly, John. I'm all excited. She went, I'm 23 and I've got a house and a bed. And I was just like, yeah, I'm just going over there. Just going over there. On the same page. How much? I don't understand. How much rent is she paying? It's $80 a month. And she's lovely. She loves it. But we're all good. We're all good. Thank you. On the same page. You've done enough. But when she's here and you're here, I'm going to say to her, that's the girl. I am going to, Moslab. I'm going to. I know there's no perfect moment. I know there isn't. But there are some visa issues. And I don't want to get her up the duff and then get chucked out of the country. And then she's got a kid out here. Do you know what I mean? And then I'm in England. So there are a couple of things I need to do. If I can get there, I'd love to. I've decided. I've worked it out. I'm not a real man. I'm not a real man until I've had a kid. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to breed. And but there are realities that could actually screw her. Do you know what I mean? I don't want her here stuck on her own with her. I'm on it. I'm trying to work it all out, Moslab. I'm trying to work it all out. Little Red, danger where? Oh, I don't think we've ever had a danger where. Mostly lurking today, but that story is so sweet and sad. Yeah, she's had quite the life. Right, if you need to use the toilet, now's your time, because I'm going to have a quick wee and then we're going to get on it. So have a little wee if you need it. I heard that. Don't think I didn't hear that. the old man's plumbing. Here it comes. Oh, here it comes. Finished. The old ones are always the oldest. Bit of that on there. Bit of that on there. Bit of that on there. Wash the old hands. Well, not really. I've got a sound effects tape in the toilet that is hand washing sound effects. Little Red, danger wear, mostly lurking, but that's all right. That's all right. Now listen, today what we're gonna do. When my alarm went off. Hello, Alan. Nice one, brother. When my alarm went off. We got on the same page. We got LC50, Little Red and Alan, yeah. When my alarm went off and it said stretching stream, I thought, oh no, you're fucking joking. I thought I can't do that. I worked all day. I done a hero stream. I done a hero stream in the middle of the night. I might do an explorers stream because after this stream, I have got more work to do. But if I can get 2 or 3 hours done, I might do a stream for the explorers. So the heroes are also not welcome to, the way YouTube works. The heroes can get into the explorers stream as well because it's a tier system. So that's all good. How are you getting on over there? Is he even in there? Hello, Rags, you cheeky little ragger. You little ragamuffin. Right, listen. When I thank you, when I read that you've got a yoga stream, I thought, oh, you're effing joking. I am going to try and stop swearing. I have stopped swearing, haven't I? I have stopped swearing. Well, not stopped, but cut down. And I thought Moslab's got little birds making nests in his shoulders. We could try that one actually today. I always fall over though. Right, and so I suddenly thought I can't do 40 minutes yoga today. And then I thought, yes, I can. That's why I should. Just don't do all the showy offy stuff. Don't do all the heavy stuff. And then on top of that, I thought, what we'll do the Iyengar stuff, where what it's about is get into the posture and hold it. That's where your ligaments are getting stretched. That's where your blood is being allowed to move in places it hasn't moved for years. And while you're in that posture for 1, 2, 3 minutes, you can actually see if you can get a little bit more of a stretch on it as well and develop it a bit. I would advise getting some water, but don't glug it back. You don't want to get a belly full of water, but you will need a little sip of it now and again. And we're also going to have some hippie yoga music this week, which I'm sure has really not cheered anyone up at all. I'm going to play it now, and I want you to tell me if it's too loud. So the yoga music's playing. I'll be out here and talk. I've got the vape on me. It's shocking. I'll be out here talking. Is that music too loud or is it just right? Because believe me, it adds to it. It adds to it. And just get over this. Get over this ego. You know, I was going to put a t-shirt on. I've rarely done yoga with a t-shirt on. And I was thinking, yeah, but you know, I'm hitting 50 now. You know, my tits are sagging, my shoulders are sagging. And then I just thought, it's not a fashion parade. I'm not here saying to everyone, look at how lovely my body is. So is that music all right? It's fine. Nice one, Rags. Right, okay. So what I want you to do is listen to my instructions, because I'm not going to be able to actually do the yoga because I'm going to be busy talking to you. But we hold our postures for a long time. And I don't want you to hurt yourself. Don't, there's a difference in hurting yourself and there's a difference between pushing yourself. If you actually feel like you're going to hurt yourself, stop. And if you do decide to stop, get out of the posture slowly. Just really slowly. Don't sort of suddenly fall to the floor and think, oh, thank fuck for that, because it can hurt you. Really slowly. This is all about relaxation. This isn't... With yoga, there's yoga based on strength. There's yoga based on... what would you say? Flexibility. There's yoga based on balance. There's yoga based, you know, there's loads of different types of yoga that are all good for your body. And what I want us to do today is relax. But that doesn't mean you don't have to put some work in. Now, we will repeat a few poses, and there'll be poses we've done before, because I don't want to start doing any advanced postures that might damage you. That's the last thing I want you to do. Right? Steve says, I can almost put my palms on the floor without laying down first. Well, funnily enough, that's where we're starting. So take off any flip-flops or anything you've got on. Make sure your balls are comfortable. It's good to see you. Good to see you. So I'm at 20 past 1 in the morning. We'll wrap this up at about 2 o'clock, 40 minutes, yeah. And at the end we'll do the corpse pose. It's the most important pose. If you don't give yourself 5 minutes to let all your muscles and your ligaments and your blood relax, you might as well have not bothered doing the rest of the yoga. Seriously, it's not yoga, it's stretching. And if you feel yourself in any way hurting, not pushing yourself, but hurting, get out of it. Right, let me set this up so that the screen doesn't turn off from all that malarkey. How do I do display brightness, auto lock, never, there you go. There's people out there out the window at the bar and they can see me and they can see me talking and they think I'm mental anyway. So, who cares? Right, so first thing we're going to do, now watch me before you do it. It's your forward bend, it's your classic forward bend. So feet shoulder width apart. The insides of your feet are parallel, so they're not like that, they're not like that, they're not like that. The insides of your feet are parallel. Shoulder width apart. If you can spread your toes, that's particularly good, because you can spread your front toe and your other toes all sticking out, and that's opening up your toes. But they have to be on the mat. If they're spread and sticking up in the air, quit. Right, so once you're like that, just relax a bit and breathe. So we're in that pose, you've seen it from the front, and we're feeling strong. We're feeling strong, we're feeling, don't forget what I told you last week. Pull your knees up. We're not relaxing our knees, we're like that. It's not that, it's that. Can you see that? Look at that, if I get it in the light. Look, see the difference? And we're also pulling our asses together. We're not pulling our asses together, although maybe another time. But I'm not letting my ass hang out like that. I'll pull my trousers a bit tighter. And I'm doing that. Can you see that? Solid. Solid. I'm not doing that. It's not. Pull them in. And so think of all those things again. So, shoulder width apart, feet, knees pulled in, locked in, arse pulled in tight. And then put your shoulders really high and feel how uncomfortable it is. And then slowly let them go down. Put them up really high. It's horrible. It's horrible. People do it all the time. When you're out and about after today, look how many people sit in coffee shops like that, or talking to their mates like that. And I look at them and I think, are you a living headache? Just let it go. So my knees are tight, my arse is in, shoulders are relaxed, and I'm feeling strong. And I am. I feel like a warrior. I feel like I'm an adult male. And if you're a woman, you feel like you're an adult female. You give birth. You make babies. Between us, we do amazing things. Okay, so once you've got that, and I still don't do it. Once you've got that, you've got your knees up, you've got your arms pulled in, you've got your shoulders relaxed. We are not going to bend over like that. We're not bending forward like that. We're going to put our noses forward. So we're going to take a deep breath. Make sure our knees are pulled in. Make sure our arse is tight. Make sure our shoulders are relaxed, our hands are relaxed. We're going to breathe in. Push our noses forward. And at a certain point, you're just going to go down. It's just going to happen. So you adjust the trousers then because they were getting a bit tight. Nice and relaxed. First pose I've done, I'm still quite chilly, still quite not warmed up. So I'm just going to hold it there. Not going to overdo it. But while I'm here, I can feel it here. It is intense because they don't get stretched. Now I'm not putting the weight on the heels, I'm putting the weight on the fronts of the feet. And then occasionally I'm just seeing if I can move a little bit more. Can I pull my head back a little bit more? Keep breathing. Right. And when I come up, I'm going to stack the back, the spine. I'm not going to come up like that. I'm going to come up with my arms out, dangling, and I'm stacking back. Okay. And then I'm just going to have a little relax. I'm going to do that with my legs. I'll tell you what, when you do that with legs, now it's your turn. Okay? So I'm going to do it with you. Okay. So, shoulder width apart. The outside, that is. The outside is your shoulder width. And you'll be surprised how many blokes in yoga classes got that. Shoulder width apart, and you're like, oi Arnold, oi Arnie. So shoulder width apart on the outside, keep the inside parallel, not like that, not like that, none of that. Parallel. Pull your knees up, let your knees go, and then feel what it's like to pull them up again. Let them go, pull them up again. Pull your shoulders up, right up, and slowly, it's like, oh, thank God for that. It's so horrible having your shoulders up. Everyone does it. People live their lives with their shoulders up like that. That damages your whole body. Having your shoulders up damages your whole body because when you turn, your spine is compensating for that now. And when your spine's compensating for it, so is your pelvis, and then so is your legs. Everything's working overtime just because you haven't got the balls to go like that. It's absurd because you're too scared. You're scared of life. So, shoulder width apart. Pull our knees up. Pull our asses in. Shoulders up. Shoulders down. Breathe in through the nose. And then forward. Relax. But keep breathing. Through your nose if possible, but if not, your mouth's okay. And at some point, you'll find yourself going down. But the weight is on your front toe, not on your heel. I'm not on the back of my heel, I'm on the front of my feet, on my front toe. Breathe in, keep breathing. You'll find yourself stop breathing all the time. Right, so keep doing that, keep going down, get down to as far as you can. Get down to as far as you can. Keep breathing. You can put your hands here if you want, in front. Or if you're up here, doesn't matter. Don't pump. Don't do that. Never do that. You're putting so much stress on your body. Wherever you are, you're at your limit. If you're at your limit, you're growing. Things grow at their limits. So when you're in your posture, keep breathing. You stop then. I know you stopped. 80% of you stopped then. Keep breathing. And then now and again, see if you can get maybe ½ inch further. Keep breathing. Can you feel it there? Can you feel that? Those hamstrings up here. All the way down. You can give them a rub if you want. Now it feels nice giving them a rub. Can you get a little bit further? Can you get your head nearer in between your legs? If you want, give that a go. Breathe. But that will put a lot of pressure on your hamstrings. Can you get another inch in? Another ½ inch? Breathe! Stop breathing, you cheeky bastards. I can hear you stop it. And then I can hear you going, right. Done 2 minutes, we're going to come up slowly, stack your back. Now you've got your weight on your heels. Stack your back. So you're putting each bit on top of each bit. You're not coming up like that, coming up like that. And if you've done that, breathe, keep breathing in and out your nose. If you've done that any way right, keep breathing. Take a couple of very slow steps forward. Oi, oi, oi. It's a hard one, isn't it? And then sit down. And while you're sat down, give your legs a bit of that. And you can be quite hard with it. Because you've really just pulled those hamstrings and those lower ligaments. Pull them up. Oh, pull them in. Right, now, another forward bend. And we're going to do the same again. Big toes together. That little joint thing there together. If possible, ankles together and heels. Now I know some of you won't be able to do that. Some of you are going to have a toe over here, a heel over here. Doesn't matter, you're at your limit. And if you're at your limit, you're growing. If you're at your limit, you're improving. A plant at its limit is growing. That's what it's doing at its limit. That's why it's there. So we've got all that nice and together like that. We're trying to get it like that. Now it might be a bit like that and a bit like that, but we're trying to get a nice line. I'll show you if you can see that. Can you see that nice line down the middle there? So we're aiming for that. Right. Now, do you remember this from last week? We push up, take a breath, and as we exhale, then we come down slowly, and as soon as that coccyx hits the floor, we keep our spine straight. It's as if we're being pulled up from the crown. If you feel like you can do better at that again, give it another go. Take a breath through your nose, and then out again. And your spine is straight. Now when we're doing this one, I want you to be doing this with me, by the way. Don't watch. My toe had moved over there by then. That's no good. That needs to be there. I need to keep focused on all of that. There's all sorts of things happening. The fronts of my feet have moved forward, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go up, I'm going to put my heel forward, my other heel forward, and then come back down on my spine again. So the stretch is better. Take a few breaths. Now, same again. What I want you to do, I don't want you to try and do that. I don't want you to see how near you can get your head to your knees. I'm not interested in that at all. I'm interested in how much you can stretch along there. So we're going to use our hands aiming for our feet. Now I've got a mate who's the same age as me. He can't get past there. He just can't do it. First time he done it, I was just shocked. He was just there, and I was going, yeah, but just move forward. And he was going, that's it. But that's his limit. And so if he stays there and works there, he'll grow. And if he does that twice a week, in about 4 months he'll be there. No doubt about it. He'll be touching his toes, and it'll make him feel brilliant. So, I want you to do this with me. I'll do it, and then I want you to follow. I'll do it so you can see, and then you do it immediately after me, because I'm going to put the timer on. Breathe in, nose forward, breathe out. Go. Don't let your legs come off the mat. Underneath your knees, stays on the mat. Breathe. Now, watch this. That's my limit at the moment, but I reckon because I've warmed up, I can get a bit further. So I'm going to do this. And I've just got an extra 2 or 3 inches out of that. So see if you can get any further. Doesn't matter where you are. You might be back where my mate was. But can you get a couple of inches further? Don't hurt yourself. But push yourself. I'm going to see if I can get a bit more. Breathe in. Then it comes up, comes down again. Breathe. Slowly in through your nose. Relax your shoulders. Relax your elbows. Breathe. Now let's see if you can get one more stretch. Breathe in, and then forward with your head and breathe out. Now as you come up, I want you to open your arms above your head. Like this. Breathe in. Slowly, very slowly, or you'll go all dizzy. Breathe. Lovely. Good stuff. Give your legs a little bit. 2 minutes you held that for. 2 minutes. Give your legs a bit of a slapping about, they deserve it. Pull them in, hold them in. It's alright to be vulnerable like that. It's alright. Because a couple of minutes ago you weren't vulnerable, a couple of minutes ago you were a warrior. And without balance in life, well, there's nothing poetic in it. Without balance in life, you fall over. It's as simple as that. You're doing well. You're doing well if you're keeping up. Dog pose. Most of you will remember this from last week if you were here. I'm just going to make sure everything's still working and I'm not just in a room doing yoga to myself. Right, we're all good. If your back hurts, don't overdo it, Jess. Take it easy, take it easy. There's, you know, I don't know about whether you should be doing stuff like that for your back. It depends what kind of pain it is. Right. Dog pose. Now, I do spit on my hands for this one because it stops me slipping. So if I don't, I tend to slip, and that would be a drama. You can hold the sides of your mat. Some people prefer to hold the sides of their mat. I don't, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do. Now, what you do to get the positioning right, you see my arm and you see my legs. Now, some people say you have a perfect box, which is like that. See that? Straight up, straight on, straight down. Personally, I prefer a slightly splayed box. And at our level, the level we're doing now, I'd have a slightly splayed box. That sounds awful, doesn't it? A slightly splayed box in this position. Sorry. Right. Don't worry, my mat does get cleaned with antibacterial soap twice a week. Right, we go from here. We go up onto the balls of our feet. We recorrect if we need to. Now, look at my stomach. I'm not doing that. I'm not pushing out, I'm pulling it in. My knees, same as before, pulling my knees up. And then when I'm ready, like you are too, you're going to breathe in. You're going to breathe in, and you're going to put your heels on the ground and your head down and pull your ass up. It's like you're being pulled up from the middle of your ass. Pull that gut in. Oi, fatty! Pull that, don't let that gut come out like that. Pull it up. Can your head go any lower? Can your heels touch the ground? Breathe. Make sure everything's straight. Don't let your feet splat out. Don't let them come in. Everything's straight. Check forward. Can your head go down any further now? Can your heels touch the ground? And then slowly, we come up. We turn our feet over. 1, 2. Move our hands forward. And we do that. Breathe. And actually push. It's a stretch. Good stuff. Really good stuff. Right. One more for you. And you should start being able to feel your body just going into a new place now. It's just coming out of a world of stress. Coming out of a world of aggression and what's the word? Conflict. And it's in a world where it accepts things. It's in a world where it's part of, and it understands that. And no one gets to tell you what to do because this is your world as much as it is theirs. Right, do little splits. I mean, if you can do a splits like that, do that. But you might as well, even if it's you can only do that. But do a comfortable splits, okay? Underneath your knees on the ground. None of this up in the air, like. Heels on the ground. So you're not sort of just leaning, pushing forward. Just relax. Or your legs are relaxed. Okay? So do this with me. Breathe. I know that most of you just stop breathing occasionally. And then now and again you remember and that's just going to send you to lally. So just remember, in and out, nose if possible, but if you're bummed up, mouth's okay. And what I want you to do is turn your body so that your shoulder line, so the line from that shoulder to the other shoulder, is in line with that leg. Can you see that? Can you see that? Right? And then from there, I'm going to move that arm up, and from there you should be able to see that line. That line that goes all the way across. I'm going to turn that hand over. I'm going to breathe in. And then I'm going to do this. Now it doesn't matter. Don't collapse in. Don't do that. If you collapse in, you're better off getting that far properly, like not collapsed in, still straight, still got that line there, than collapsing forward. So let's do it again. Got that arm there. Breathe, take a breathe. Don't stop breathing, you'll all be dead. Turn your hand up. Breathe in. And then this hand goes behind the foot, and this one stretches over as much as it can. Breathe. See this foot, my other foot, I've let it fall down. Keep that straight. And then slowly, breathing all the time, keep that line. Use your other hand to push yourself off. Keep that line. Turn it over. And then back round to the front. And now you need to breathe gently, softly. Otherwise you're going to go... We've only got to do one more this side and we're done. Then it's just a corpse pose. It's not bad. It's not bad. Nearly done an hour. Right, so here we go. Remember what we're doing. We're going to get that line so that it goes, the shoulder line goes across and down my leg. I mean, it can be hard to see, don't get me wrong. In a yoga class, you'll have someone coming up to you and adjusting you and moving you and that. And, don't worry about that. You're on your own. You haven't got a mirror. So just do it as best you can. So I think I'm about there. Turn my hand over. Breathe. Breathe again. And then breathe out. And it's a stretch. I'm stretching from there. Breathe out. Stretch. Grab the back of my foot. It's a stretch. all down my here, down my ribs, down my armpit, down the underside of my arm. It's stretching. And then my head goes down and touches my leg. Now it doesn't matter how far you get down, just don't collapse. Don't forget. If you go like this, it's nothing. You're better off just doing that as a stretch, just reaching up there. Okay? Breathe. And slowly come up, using the other hand to help push you up. And then turn center and breathe. Drop your shoulders. You can even give them some of that. Oh, nice. Oh, that is nice. Right, make sure your fingers are clean. Brush them off your shorts or whatever. And give your eyes a nice gentle rub. Don't overdo it, but just give them a nice gentle rub. It should get a little bit psychedelic, the odd patterns and that. But just give your eyes a nice gentle rub. The trick is not to use your tips. You're actually rubbing your eyes with that bit in your hand. You're not rubbing them like that. You're rubbing them with that bit. Just give them a little rub like that. Breathe. Stop breathing. Okay. Now you need a pillow or a towel or something like that. But move slowly now. Move slowly. Be graceful with your place on the earth. You don't want something that keeps your head bent right up. You want something quite subtle like this. You don't want it bending your neck. I'm going to set a little alarm now. Right, so lay down on your mat and be graceful about it. Be proud of yourself. Understand your body in space. We have our feet together like we did before, and then we just let them fall apart. So we do that, so our spine is tight like it is before. Feet together, and then just let them fall apart. Going back, you might have to lift up your arse a bit, but that's alright. Sometimes it will go clunk. That's fine too. And then just shut your eyes, put your hands by your sides like that, and then just let them fall open. And then breathe through your nose slowly. There's all sorts of noises going on in the world. There's people outside my house. There's people outside your house. There's people in your house. There's the telly next door. You wanna invite that into your consciousness. You're allowed to. You might want to work out what it is, what it does, or you might want to reject it. You might just want to think, no, I'm enjoying being with myself. trying to keep that nice rhythm breathing. Think of all the times when you've done damage to your body, whether it was drink or drugs, or whether it was fighting, or whether it was letting people take advantage of you sexually, men and women, I'm talking there too. Think of all those times when your body has been abused. And think about how you just gave your body 50 minutes of love, of value. What a wonderful thing that is to do. And it's not a stupid thing to do. It's the stuff of survivors. It's the stuff of winners. Okay, slowly, slowly, slowly get up. Do whatever you want to do actually now. You can sit down. The only thing I say don't do is sleep. I'm in a somewhat different position because I'm addressing people. But I'd have a sip of water, but don't go mad with it. Look at that, 50 people. I wonder how many people actually got involved. Look at that. Moslab said, never thought I'd admit it, but this shit works. LC350, I've just floated out of my room and come back. Jess, I was going to fall asleep if I do any more of that. Billy Bloggs got here late. I take it he has done some stretching now. He's relaxing. Yeah. Jess says, jokes aside, this actually felt really nice. I'm telling you, Jess, it's that was a bit of an aggressive end to the sounds, wasn't it? Look, you know what I'm like. You know the life I've had. But the one thing that has always been there, it's been there since I was 23, is yoga. And sometimes I'll do 2 hours and I'll do some pretty intense, it can get pretty intense. And you come out of it like you've never known. Look, William was half a kip. Charlie Sparkles is totally relaxed. Hack 61 thinks he's got bigger tits than me. Dr. Jimmy's going to have a go. I'm telling you, man, it's... Look, Marzipan even turns the chat off so that he could get his stretch in. It's really nice, man. It's just really nice. And there's all different ways of doing it. There's different ways, depending on what you want to get out of it. You might want to calm yourself down because you're properly angry. You might want to just let go of your ego a little bit. See you later, Jim. Our pals looking forward to next Friday. See you later, Dinosaur Trees. Hello, Mortuary Artists. Hello, Rags. Our pal said, I really wish I could join in, but I don't want to. I don't understand why. What am I missing? What am I not understanding there, our pal? How do I turn this thing off? Yeah, that's a good point, actually, Charlie. You do need space for it. As we move on and develop our postures, there'll be places where we need to. You need space, or you can injure yourself. Raymond Piper's going to do it on playback with the wife. DT says, I'm inflexible. You're only about 24, aren't you? I can put my legs behind my head, Mortuary Artist. Dinosaur Trees said, that's amazing. I need to meditate more. Jess said, wow, it felt amazing. Yeah, a mirror's quite handy, actually. That's why a club is quite a yoga class is quite good, because the teacher will come around and adjust you and help you out, Mortuary Artist is so impressed. Well, all right, Charlie, but there's things you can do to strengthen your wrists. there's things you can do to strengthen them, and you slowly build it up, and you slowly build it up, and one day you will be able to do what you're having trouble with. And that's another good thing about it. You get to identify all your weaknesses. Now, well done you, Shell. I mean, I know it's not a popular stream. We had like 50 people in. We got more people in now. It's finished. Our pal's been pissing around. Well, that's your loss. What a shame. Maybe that's something you might want to consider, the bigger picture of life. Baggins, hello mate, just woke up, comfy way to start the day. Hello Scrubs, hello Chris. That's just what the doctor ordered. Thanks Chris, said Mrs. T. Hello Mrs. T. No, absolutely, Charlie. It can do it all. It can relax it. It can energize it. And there's different, different stuff you can do. I expected about 50 people in. I mean, look, it's another one of those things, isn't it? It's the I8 reading. It's part of what they've done to our people. I'm not going to look after my body. Why would I want to do that? It's only my body. It's only what gets me around the world. It's only what allows me to love my family and friends and it's only what gives me the ability to do things in life. Now, fuck that. I'm gonna ignore it. I'm gonna just damage it. It's just absurd. On the same page, dropped another cockle. If you had scented candles just then, I wouldn't have popped off and listened to Sinead O'Connor. Nothing compares to you. I wouldn't have popped off. Yeah, but if I had scented candles, you wouldn't have been able to hear them. You wouldn't have been able to smell them. Fionn makes it. Thank you for the donation on the same page. You've been very, very generous on this stream. That is an incredible comment. Fionn McRon says 50 people is quite large for a yoga class, though. That's an excellent way of looking at it. That's fantastic. That's made my night, that has. I mean, I'm feeling great anyway. I'm feeling great. That done me up like a kipper. I just, I've had a hard day's work. I wasn't going to do the stream because I felt that I didn't have it in me. And I thought, why ain't you got it in you? I need to do some different stuff. I need to do some stuff that relaxes me. And so I did. Nice one, John. Well, I'm blown away now after what Fionn said. I've been to about 200 yoga classes over the last sort of 20 years, and I don't think I've ever seen more than 30 people in one. So the Dangerfield, but my stretching stream, please, had 50 people. But you know what, Moslab? Tell him or her. Tell him. Honestly, tell him or her. I'm assuming it's a geezer. Just say, look, listen, I don't like being touched so much. Can you just tell me what you want to tell me? I don't like being touched. And they won't, because they know that sort of thing. I promise you. I Can't believe Moslab is just lapping this up. Little Red said, you got me stretching for the first time in 30 years. Yeah, mirror. The mirror is good. It's quite nice when I do yoga in the day, because I've got these windows all around the room. I can use them as mirrors, and then I do my upside downs up by the mirror. So I do my headstands and my shoulder stands up by the mirror, so I can see my feet in the air. Why are we still looking at that when I could be talking to you? But I've got to get me X-ray specs on. So yeah, I can see like, you know, whether my shoulder's up too high or too low in the reflection in the window. But then for shoulder stands and headstands, I can go up there, and then I can see whether my legs are sort of over there, or, you know, that way a little bit. And so I can correct myself using the mirror. Well, well done to all of you. Well done to all of you for doing it. Because it does take a little bit of humility. But, you know, something else I learned from yoga as well. If you're not humble, you'll be humiliated. That's a real basic rule of life. If you're not humble, you'll be humiliated. And it does take a certain amount of humility to do yoga, because if you've just started it, what you're basically saying, even when there's no one watching, even if it's to yourself, you're saying, I'm shit at this. And that taps into loads of stuff from childhood. Things parents said, things teachers said. You're shit. You can't do that. You're shit at that. And we all had it, because it's part of growing up. We had people telling us we're shit at things. And so to do something that you've never done before, and maybe to see me do a forward bend and get my heads on my knees and my hands on the other side of my feet, and you can't even touch your toes, you might think I'm shit at this. And that's when that humility needs to come in, where you go, you're not shit at it, you're just not as good as that person, but you're better than that person, and you've already started the journey of becoming better. So I understand that it does take a bit of effort. Mrs. T says, Chris, you have inspired us. What Tyler and myself get up early every morning and do a bit of yoga. What a perfect way to start the day. And I'll tell you what, assuming that you're living in Europe, jump in the bath, not for a wash, jump in the bath so that you're warm, unless you're warm in your bed. I grew up in my mum's house with no heating, so you woke up cold. But get in the bath so it's warmed your body, do the yoga, and then the bath will still be warm enough to have a wash afterwards, so it all works out nice. But I'm assuming that you're waking up in a warm bed. I don't hate you. I wouldn't hate you even if you was lazy. Come on, what the hell's going on there? Andrew Wild is I am in recovery, 2 weeks sober, and the natural buzz is amazing. Hold on, everyone. Hold on. We need an AW2 in the chat. AW2 in the chat, please. We celebrate people getting clean around here, Andrew. Well done, mate. Well done. You done what most people can't. Most people don't. Most people don't do it. They wreck their life. They wreck the lives of people who care about them. And you've just reclaimed your future. Andrew says, thank you all. It means a lot. A bit teary of late, looking for positive things to do for a change. This works. Well, you'll be a bit teary anyway because there's biological processes happening where you haven't got a natural balance of things like endorphins, dopamine, serotonin, because the alcohol, I'm assuming, because you said sober, whatever it is, has put your dopamine, endorphins, and serotonin out of kilter with each other. So there's actually a biological reason why you'll be, quite tearful and perhaps not motivated as well. That passes. That passes after about 4 months. And the more you do things in between, the quicker it goes. And well done, Andrew. That's amazing. That's amazing. Shell Bob's loved watching it. Steady on, steady on. Jimmy's on the phone. Yeah, it's awful. It's awful, isn't it? It's such a shame. And again, it's one of those concrete social realities when people say, yeah, but how have they done this to us? How have they done this to us? Well, how many and let me put this to the chat. How many people in the chat at school, which is a place where you're meant to go? See you later, little red. Take care. Give me a 1 in the chat if at school, which is a place where they're meant to be nurturing you. Give me a 1 if a teacher told you were shit. Or if not shit, you were rubbish at something or useless at something. Shell Bobs is so jealous that you're more flexible than men, Chris. Yeah, I'm more flexible than men. I think there's a Freudian typo there, but I'll let you get away with it. Look at that. Look how many people had that at school. Teachers. You're no good, you're good for nothing. That was my first tattoo. Where is it? Not that one. Had it all the time as a kid. Can you see it there? You'll amount to nothing, Dangerfield. Evil bastards. My mum and dad sent me here for you to help me out. And you've just told me I'll amount to nothing. Thanks a lot. And you know what I done? Told my mate a joke. Yeah, you tell your mate a joke, your life's over. Fucking hell. Don't hold back. I sense an amount of projection coming from the teachers. Look how many people in the chat had all that awful. Yeah, that's it. That's one I just said. You'll never do anything with your life. How the fuck do you know? Because if you're psychic, how come you're a school teacher? There you go, look at that. And you're like a hero of the American dream. Currently bringing up a family of 9 children. Buying land. You're an absolute hero to me, Moslab. What a fucking stupid thing for a teacher to say. How can you say that to a child? How the fuck do you know? You know, there's plenty of time. You know, just because I threw a wet bit of tissue paper at the kid in front of me hardly affects my future. Not a teacher though. My mum, yeah, Wolfie, yeah, that was Wolfie. Good for nothing. That was my mother's one. You're good for nothing, you. Oh, that's fucking lovely. Just keep saying it. Go on, keep saying it. Keep saying it, because I'll tell you what, it will come and bite you on the arse when the old bill coming around every other day. Yeah, we had none of that. Yeah. No, we weren't even taught. Absolutely true, Wandering Englishman. It's just not. It's just that those words should not be part of a teacher's phrase book. It's fucking disgusting. I saw intelligent young men who come from the most broken homes you ever seen. Domestic violence, alcoholism, drug use. You'd go round there and the mother would have her tits out, just sort of sitting, smoking cigarettes, watching fucking gin and tonic on the go, needles all over the place. The husband would come in with his pellet gun, picking off the neighbour's birds sitting on the neighbour's bird table. And you know, suddenly there's a fight between the daughter and the mother. It's like some weird porno going on. And those kids would get to school, and you think they're clearly damaged kids. They need help. They need support. Oh no, the teachers just told them they were useless. They were nothing. Yeah, lovely. Absolutely fucking lovely. That's a lovely story, Jess. I told the teacher I didn't know the answer when she asked the question, and she asked me if I was winding her up. Same teacher asked me repeatedly what I wanted to do with my life until I cried. Yeah. These people need stringing up. I hated them. I learned really young. As a really young man, I learned about injustice. And I hate it, and I saw so much of it at the school system. It made me a very angry young man. My experience with the English teachers and the art teachers were good stuff, but the rest of them were just freeloading. And they used to have 14-year-old girls sitting on their lap in class, and it's like, right, that's all right then, is it? I remember asking out this girl, right? Check this out. I asked out this girl, Claire Moran. I said, Claire. I was only like 13. I went, Claire. I said, do you wanna maybe come out tonight? Go somewhere, go to the cinema or something? And she went, I've already got a date. And she winked over my shoulder. And I turned round, and one of the metalwork teachers winked back at her. And I just thought, well, that's disturbing. On the same page, my mum is a junkie. She never told me I was worth nothing. Does that mean I have white privilege? No, that would be brown privilege. Because I'm assuming if, well, maybe it's white if it was Burmese number 4. But that was nice of her. You know, junkies aren't necessarily nasty people. But I'm sorry you had to go through that, though. All right. Well, we'll leave this. We'll leave this chat about schools, because what was a lovely, relaxing stretching stream, and I really want to thank the people that came and got busy and got involved in what we done there, because after reading the comments afterwards, it's nice to know that a lot of people got something out of that, and we'll continue to do those stretching streams probably once every 2 weeks, and we'll do something else. I'd get I'm going to get another guest on. I think I'm going to get Tim, the fighter pilot, on again. And I'm also going to get Bobby on again, because the pair of us are going to look further into the clear pill, and we're going to try and actually look at or just try and get into it a bit more, so that it can be explained in a more, well, in a clearer way, in a more understandable way. So it was good stuff. Let me find a little bit of music. Well, it has been an absolute pleasure. I'd like to thank Mosaic Labrador for moderating the stream. I'd like to thank Rags for moderating Twitch and being Rags. I'd like to thank all the people that jumped in on the stretching and actually gave it a go. That's very inspiring. You know, we need to start looking after ourselves. We need to start looking after ourselves, because they're coming for us. It's going to happen. It's all going to fall down, and most of them are going to go home. But we need to be strong. We need to be mentally strong as well as physically strong to make the most out of that situation. You know, if we're gonna be able to exploit the reversal of the demographic changes of Europe, we're going to need to be strong and physically and mentally strong. It's been an absolute pleasure. People, keep an eye out for your keep an eye on your notifications. Keep an eye on the community stream. Keep an eye out on the Scrubs Rising. Keep your eye out on my Telegram. Depending on how much work I get done in the next couple of hours, I might sneak in a Scrubs Explorers stream in a couple of hours. Oh, you lucky people. Thanks everyone who donated. Thanks everyone who chatted in the chat. Thanks to all the lurkers. And I might see some of you later. My girlfriend's coming over tomorrow. No streams tomorrow, I'm afraid. I want to spend the day with her. I haven't seen her in a long time, so no streams tomorrow. Bollocks. I've got to get that stupid thing there done. People, I will see you in a couple of days. I might see some of you tonight. Take care. Apparently it's Shell Bob's birthday tomorrow, but I just can't stream. I can't have not seen my missus for a week and stream, but I'll certainly make it up to you on Sunday. I guarantee I will. Take care, everyone. Relax. Feel our good.